What's up, boys? Today we're going to be checking out a full Warcry Warbringer as a fun little ult to mess around with. So I do the Fire Warcry right now since that's the only one available at low levels, but the main thing I'm trying to build around here is actually the Corrupting Cry support, which can go on any Warcry. It applies a stacking bleed based on your strength, but it lowers the area of effect, so we've got some extra AoE to cancel that out and some extra cooldown recovery. And then for the passive tree, I'm trying to stack a bunch of strength, so I avoided this stuff in here since it's mostly regen, and later on we're actually going to be doing a bunch of healing through casting the Warcries, and once we get the second set of ascendancy points for the Warbringer, we're going to actually ignore Warcry cooldown, so we're just going to spam that constantly, and I think regen at that point won't really do that much for us. And then since I'm stacking strength, I'm just using a Pillar of the Cage God to level right now. And actually in Poe 2, it gives all weapon damage for strength instead of physical weapon damage, so you can actually get some pretty nice elemental damage with that as well. There's also the Hand of Wisdom in Action, which is a set of gloves now, which is very good, but it's like 6 or 7 divines, I think, for the lowest rolls possible, which I can't even afford. But if you're rich, you can do that to help you level in, I guess, the 50s with Pillar of the Cage God. Or I guess at that point you probably have all the Warcry stuff and it doesn't really matter too much anyways. But right now I'm just trying to stack a bunch of Warcry cooldown recovery, especially on jewels, so you can get a lot of it there. They're pretty cheap, and that'll help a ton until we can get the ascendancy points, since we kind of need to stack out the bleed. But that's what I'm trying with the builds. Kind of just leveling right now. There's only 2 Warcries in the game right now. The Infernal Cry, which I think you can get very early on, and then there's a very strong physical one, which I think takes into the level 40s or 50s to actually get, so pretty late into the game. But it does physical damage and knocks back, and I think that's going to be better as a spammable one, since it has flat damage and it'll give you a little bit of crowd control and help prevent you from getting surrounded. But the Infernal Cry actually causes enemies to explode, dealing a percentage of their HP when they die. So you can cause some cool chain reactions with that. I think we'll still cast it like once every pack just to get the explosions, and then probably spam the physical one once I get to that point. Right now we're just messing around with whatever quarterstaff skills I can access. Not really familiar with them, but Tempest Flurry basically seems like a crappy Tempest Rush from Diablo 3. It moves you around a bit slower, but it does pretty good damage, and unlike most other melee skills, you can actually move a bit while attacking with it, so you can kind of sometimes reposition yourself also. We can also do a totem to help out a little bit. Let's see, does that say fully stacked? Okay, nice. So the issue I was having earlier is that the Infernal Cry cooldown was much longer than the duration of the bleed, and I literally couldn't stack it. But with it under 4 seconds now, it looks like we can stack it if we are, or under 5 seconds is how long we need. So we're at 4.32. Let me see if I can see exactly what level the Warcry is. Let's just go here and search Warcry. So Seismic Cry requires level 41. Does a ton of stun build-up, decent physical damage, and it ignores their physical damage reduction as well. So that's what we're aiming for. Oh, we can actually upgrade a bunch of levels on that. It gets a little bit of Warcry speed. Is that it? Yeah, looks like that's it. That might not actually be that helpful. I think we'll wait a bit on that. Let's see, is there any cool quarterstaff I wanted? Get a decent bit of damage on that, sure. With the first set of points on the Warbringer, we'll be able to make it so that our Warcry detonates all of the corpses around us for some percentage damage as well. So you'll be able to use the enemy's health against them a bunch, I guess. But there's also a Warcry unique that has a similar effect, and I'm not sure if they'll stack. And then that also has some decent AoE and Warcry speed, so we might want to use that anyways. And then I picked up some dual Warcry speed, Warcry cooldown recovery jewels for like 1 exalt each. And I'll be stacking those to make it a bit easier to keep up the bleeding effects. And it'll be locked in the animation a bit of a shorter time.
Why have we stopped?
For glory.
But for now, we're a cute little warrior in a dress with a stick.
Sartlet for glory. The trade. Warm nights.
Astramintus would be really good for both the pillar leveling and the corrupting cry strength stacking, but unfortunately it's insanely expensive, probably because it's really rare and PO2 and attribute requirements are much more difficult for everything. So that one's going to be out of the picture for a very long time, I think. I have a bunch of AoE on the vaulting thing in return for cooldown, so we can just do like a massive screen-wide AoE with it every once in a while. Man, 7 League Steps would be so good in PO2 for leveling ults. But then again, I guess it would be so expensive no one would ever really be able to afford it. So we got the cooldown recovery and the notable here. I don't really need speed that much yet. So next up we'll be going for the cluster over here, since there's some cooldown over there. I guess it's not that good. There's 1 cooldown recovery, mainly. And then there's a jewel node 1 point away. We might actually want to go for the next set then. Let's see, that's about 4 or 5 points away. Damage, damage. Okay, I guess they just aren't that helpful early on. We need to get the jewel slots then. And some decent strength. The issue is just that the ascendancy points are so important for the cooldown. Until that point, we don't really get that much from the extra speed.
I need more time. statues are older than anything I've ever seen. Foul beast! I know nothing of these symbols. What secrets lie within?
Now, Jinjak, I prove myself. Ataria.
It's gonna be pretty hard to keep up the bleed on a teleporting guy like this. Where? Jesus. So far away.
Face me. Wounded. You are a worthy adversary.
Alright, stun and it's over. That's helpful at least.
A coin? What is this?
So we can actually get the first ascendancy off of that. I guess we should wait a bit since I'm a melee build and I haven't really messed around with those at all in PO2 yet, so it's going to take some getting used to, and they'll probably be a lot more difficult with the honor mechanic and all.
Meat creature! Foul beast!
So we'll grab the jewel socket since with double stats, those are pretty good each time. Especially for only 1 point there. Then that's down to a 4-second cooldown time.
Let battle be joined.
Hold them back while I open the gate.
This belt with the regenerating flash charges and some extra recovery has also been super helpful with learning melee, especially on the bosses where recovery seems pretty limited right now. So that at least gives me a bit of staying power.
If we can allow the caravan through all three gates, we can swarm them under. Onwards! Give these demons no quarter!
Oh, you know what would be sick for bosses actually? There's this very hard-hitting but long cooldown mace skill called Hammer of the Gods. We could actually have a weapon swap with a big mace and use that if we can land a stun on a boss, and then that would probably just finish them off whenever the stun happens. Although it might actually be too high level also.
The final gate is broken!
Noxious sickening. You are unworthy! The Malekith will fall! By my hand! I shall dethrone you, Sycamore, and leave you to the sand! I tried to seek peace, and the Sycamores disgraced me. Rot in the sand. This time, we choose war. We shall finish this, but not today.
Make haste! He must not escape!
He has the
Quickly!
beast.
He
I must
conjures
stop
the
him.
very sands against us! This is no natural sandstorm. We must battle sorcery with sorcery.
Ooh, level 7.
Blessings.
So we're too low level. Wave of Frost, that sounds nice. Siphoning Strike. Target is shocked. Probably not that often. Bolt of lightning through the ground and a long wave ahead of you. So they're ranged, but they're classified as melee. Both sound pretty useful. We'll try those both out later on. 2 to fire? Nah.
Stay in sight.
Ah, fight to the last.
How does anyone live in this forsaken wasteland?
Of course, you also very easily get caught on terrain with almost any sort of pseudo movement abilities. So 1 cooldown there and there. We can only ever use 1 Warcry. I definitely want the cooldown though.
This land of the dead has no end. I'm not ready.
I'm like 90% sure in Poe 1 you could press a skill like right as it was coming up and your character would immediately perform it. But for some reason that isn't a thing in Poe 2. Although it feels much worse. So I'm not sure if they intended to do that or not, but it's kind of weird. That's me, I'm a warrior. There's so many spots on the ground, I don't know if I can melee them. The weakness of a summoner for the first build, you're so strong you don't really learn the mechanics that well. Guess we don't want to stand close to the orb. Oh god, it interrupts my jump.
Rejoin the dead, you so defiled.
Is that all we needed here?
Quickly.
Oh, yeah, you can actually control click him to ID everything, pretty nice.
This barren place holds an essence of water. Perhaps it is beneath the sands.
Oh yeah, I hope the honor relic things are like global for your accounts, so you don't have to constantly transfer them between your characters when you're doing trials on the different ones. That's the looted thing, right? Oh no, there is stuff down here. That brings us down to 3.64. But I'm going to have to respec some stuff once we get the free cooldown. I think there's a boss here too. One of the permanent thingies.
How could the Marrakesh abandon something like this? I need more time. Steel yourself.
Alright, 8 stacks, actually not too bad damage-wise now. Don't really even have to stay in melee to keep it up either. We have a decent AoE on it. I don't think we're gonna take those yet. Grab them at some point. But we can get some nice strength over here. And that'll improve the corrupting blood damage a lot. Nope. If that worked on quarter staves, that would actually be pretty insane with 2 pillars. But it doesn't. No, the white mobs have stun locked me. What will I do? There actually is something strength based that would help with that. Stun threshold per strength. So 4 points to grab that, or 5 to grab a bit of strength at the same time. That might be worth it.
I need more time. No challenge. Did they really need all this to prove their faith?
Or is it?
I need more time.
Oh, how the turntables.
Steel yourself!
Oh, you use the waypoint or the checkpoints themselves to teleport, I guess?
I was mortal then. I was weak.
Then why did you never come? My king nears.
Gonna be honest, this guy doesn't seem very melee friendly.
Embrace corruption. Sins of the mother.
Yeah, one of the most annoying things is when you use an attack, and then a boss uses an attack, and then his attack cancels yours, even though they started afterwards. He almost had the stun.
Sins of the mother. Sins of the mother. He didn't want me.
That wound. Rest. I will honor your sacrifice.
There was a
That's maybe okay. Sigil of Power is mana based, kind of. Not sure if that's good. 27 life, may as well over that one.
stay in sight.
Alright, let's go check out the Trial of Ascendancy thing. Shouldn't there be something on the map for it? Trader's Passage, that was it, right? Yeah, we can't teleport there, unfortunately, so we have to go there then. Or wait, no. We were supposed to use the desert map. We got a few extra levels, so hopefully it isn't too bad now. Where? Oh, there we go. Nothing on the map for that.
I will show them how a true warrior fights.
I guess you have the relic locker at least.
I will serve.
Yup. Figures you wouldn't share them. That's actually kind of nice just to make the hardest part a bit easier. Actually, can I aug any of those? Yeah, we can.
I'm ready. This place is ancient, yet something stirs within. Meet your maker!
Classic melee gameplay.
I need more time. I'm not ready.
Weakling!
Swift magnificence.
Yeah, maybe not. But we kept all the honor at least. Chalice, chalice, chalice. One fewer room, no evasion. That sounds insane. 5% life mana energy shield on hits. That one can go to only that one. But it seems like the best out of those.
destruction! I can't yet.
Oh boy, a temporal bubble, even more melee unfriendly.
No challenge!
A great challenge overcome.
Is that going to restore my honor or what? What is this guy doing? So we have to go to the gauntlet now. Oh, it explodes everywhere. Of course it does. So I guess we need a red switch, it looks like. Looks like red and green for the final one, I think.
Crush them!
So I guess we've gotta go through here. Alright, I have no idea where we go then. That's not one of the colors. So we need to backtrack to the right side and grab the green over there again. No, the green's already lit up. That's the only other lever, but it's not red, right? I thought they were supposed to, like, color match the gates. Or maybe once it lights up it becomes red? I don't know. No, there should be a red one somewhere. I must have missed it. That would be open if that one worked for it. So I must have missed something over there. Oh, there we go.
Face me!
They're just spamming them in the doorway, man. I got hit like 1 or 2 times and almost 200 honor there. So we have 2 choices here, Sacred, Sacred, both on gauntlets. This one can go to 2 here, this one can go to 2 there. Not always taken to the room you select. They're just all so annoying. Like, I guess the reduced honor restored, but that's a gauntlet. I guess we're just gonna go for the hourglass then, so it's less annoying. What are we even looking for here? Well, 2 levers, hopefully that unlocked whatever. We need a green one, I think, then.
Destruction!
Really? The tiny little orb that shouldn't have even hit me stuns me out of my leap, really?
A moment of respite.
That one can go to there, or there. And that one can only go there. I'm kind of tired of gauntlets. Let's go hourglass.
I can't yet.
I'm so slow.
Weakling!
That was close. Ritual has been disrupted.
Hourglass with honor and boon sounds good. Spiked exit sounds bad.
Destruction! Weakling!
That was close.
$63 on the boss room helps out a little bit. That'd be pretty good on one of the multi-floor ones.
Steel yourself.
I will overcome this challenge!
Beware of the birth.
Yeah, I don't remember this fight at all. So it looks like he just spams big AoE melee attacks.
Look out for the slam.
This is proof of my strength.
I knew you would succeed.
Oh yeah, you can sometimes buy stuff, right? Ooh, honor resistance. Venerating a shrine. I think that's when you use the water. But we definitely need some honor resistance, and rare monsters taking more damage honestly isn't bad either.
May this use that.
Then we have 3 bronze. What is rangers? Oh, that makes sense. Armor and boots, I guess. And then we want Warbringer for the ignore Warcry cooldowns. But for now, we'll just have to get the exploding corpses. 40% Warcry speed, not bad once we get the cooldowns. Then we can grab a jewel socket. That's down to 3.4, should be a pretty fast cast time now as well.
May that serve you.
Oh, we probably could have tried the range gems as well, now that I've gotten a few more levels. Any of those useful? Leap slam? That requires a mace. I guess you can still use it to move around, but it wouldn't do as much damage without the Pillar of the Cage God. So that's 82% damage with 55% attack speed. Seems like really low damage. That's 205% damage at least with 75% attack speed. That seems not bad. Oh, I can watch the videos, that's right.
Use Wave of Frost to dodge backwards and launch a cold area attack. This is very effective for freezing enemies.
Whoa, very effective.
When used on a shocked enemy, Siphoning Strike will release a blast of lightning and grant you a power charge.
Oh yeah, I should get Tempest Bell at some point, huh? That's supposed to be really
Stormwave
good.
is a lightning area attack that covers a lot of ground and can be used on the move.
Oh, we can actually move with that one. That's fantastic
By
then.
the hands of men.
I don't have any support gems for it right now.
Meet your maker!
What was the damage on Tempest Flurry? 92 with a lot of attack speed. That one's 3 strikes with a bit less attack speed. And then that one seems like, oh, 230%. Should be pretty similar damage-wise then. Probably a bit more on Tempest. But being able to move while attacking is super nice. So we should definitely give this a shot. It's so weird that the melee attacks can't move while attacking when they're the ones who need it the most, actually.
Need more time.
I don't... Are you supposed to be able to dodge that or something? Like, it covers the entire screen. But it does enough damage that feels like you should be able to dodge it. And it also freezes you sometimes. pop. Oh, it actually pops the guys who start on the ground as well, that's funny.
What is this place?
Chain reactions are so nice now, though.
Fortune favors me.
Enemies pop when they die, and then they pop again once we Warcry and they're on the ground.
I'm not ready. Meat creature.
We are having a little bit of issues with mana right now. So maybe we'll wait a little bit on that, and then we're 1 point away from, I guess, going... The decent AoE is not bad. The damage won't do that much right now. With the Warcries will only affect the fiery explosion on that, I think. the combust part there. For some reason, it doesn't look like that increases with level. 8 to 12. I guess I'm gonna see then.
Infernal Cry puts a debuff
Oh, it
on
does. It
enemies
just
that
doesn't
make
show
them
like
explode
the
when they
upping
die.
thing. Okay. Well, we'll definitely do that then for the bigger explosions. Oh yeah, that's much nicer. Where do we go here? Oh, it should be here when it starts zooming out, I think. Yeah, there we go.
The first ones cannot help me here.
Alright, I think break time for now. This build actually started off very rough because it takes you a lot of travel points to get to the very first Warcry clusters you're going for, which is probably going to be that for the recovery and some decent cooldown as you path to that. They're kind of low impact until you can actually get the second Ascendancy node and actually really benefit from all of that Warcry speed. I just don't feel like that does a lot until you get the cooldown pretty low on them. But once we do, it'll be pretty nice. And then cooldown will suddenly become useless and take its place. 30% area there is nice. And then that's pretty good. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.